What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 10K on the Bay, my journey to 10,000 live listings. Today, I'm going to give you my 30 best tips from 2017 to help you prepare for 2018. I am going to release an ebook on this. So if you want to get the PDF, you can click on the link below and buy it. But if you want for free, you can just listen to the tips right now and write them down if you want to go that way. But again, these are the best 30 tips I have from 2017. And the goal is to do one of these tips every single day in January and transform your store. That would be the goal. These are the 30 things I think will truly help you to the next level. And I'm just going to get straight into it. And we're going to have a quick discussion on all of them. I don't know how long it's going to take, but we'll go through all 30. And then every day in January, we're going to go more in depth on each individual one. What's going on, everybody? This is a live broadcast. Okay, the first thing that you're going to do the first day to a better eBay store is to write down your income goal. So how much money do you want to make in 2018? Write that down. And so once you have that number, this is really important. You need to work your way backwards and figure out what your average profit is per item, and then how many items you need to sell to reach that specific goal. So for example, my goal is $10,000 a week. So I need to sell 500 items per week at $20 profit. So that's where I need to be. I really need I need close to 20,000 items really to do that with my current model. And I'm only at 8,000 in all my stores. So it's going to be a while, but once you have that goal, so $10,000 a week is my goal. It could be $1,000 a week for your goal. What I want you to do next is write down a goal that's 10 times bigger. And this is an exercise that a lot of people do. What if your annual income was your monthly income? I think this is super critical because you take your income goal and you times it by 10 because it changes your paradigm. You can't do 10 times as much work by yourself. So you're either going to have to hire people, you're going to have to think of replenishables. You have to think differently in order to get 10 times your goal. So the first step for day one, you write down your income goal and then you do 10x above that to change your paradigm. Okay, the second day, what I want you to do is to realistically determine how much time you have for eBay and also how much time you want to spend on eBay. So for example, I'm going to spend about 42 hours a week working on eBay only. That's going to be the largest percentage of my time in 2018. It's my baby. I'm going to be spending more time on eBay than any other platform. And so once you figure out the exact amount of time that you have, now you want to figure out how to adjust your schedule so that you get the most out of it. And you want to block your time in there so that you can truly, truly focus. In a perfect world, during those 42 hours, I won't have my cell phone with me. I don't even want distractions. I want to run as fast as possible during that 42 hours. A worksheet I'll put in the description below too if you guys want to figure out how to write all these numbers down. The worksheet is at bit.ly/10K on the Bay, but I'll put that in the description below. If you guys want to look at the worksheet, that's free. You can check that out and fill it out with your exact item. Remember, if it's not on your schedule, it doesn't exist. So determine how much time you have for eBay and put it in your schedule. Photography, listing, drafting, whatever it is, put it into your schedule and actually knock it out. Okay, the next one is, this is day 3. Schedule a discussion with your CPA. You can even do that right away. Right now, there's some tax reform happening, so we don't really know exactly how it's going to fall. Depending on how our president and other people arrange things, the tax law might change. So I recommend scheduling a discussion with your CPA right away. It's super important. Not your friend, not your relative, not your sister, not your cousin, actual CPA that's been doing online business for a while. I endorse not your dad's CPA, but sorry about that. My alarm went off. I endorse not your dad's CPA, but you can use whoever you want. And I actually don't use Mark myself. So he's just the speaker at my event in Kansas City that I endorsed because I checked him out, but I personally don't use him yet. But I am looking for another online CPA if you guys have any experience. Because I have a YouTube channel, then a lot of questions revolve around tax. I'm going to probably get a few different people to work with me to give you guys the best idea. And then my ultimate goal is to turn my eBay money into real estate. That's the whole reason I'm doing this. 100% of my eBay money rolls into itself. Actually, that's not true. 80% of it rolls into itself and 20% goes into savings. How am I going to do all my vids and list and sell on eBay, Chris? The way I'm going to do all this is I've scheduled it in. So I'm working around 70 hours a week in 2018. So I don't have any kids, not married yet, plan on proposing next year. So this is my last year of freedom. So I got to work my ass off to get as much money as possible, because that's just the way I want to roll. So I'm going to schedule it all in to 70 hours. I realize I have a lot more time than most people. So I'm advocating you guys get to $100 in 3 categories. I want to get to $100 in 10 categories. So, I mean, it's just however much time you want to do it. I have a passion for selling things, so I'm super down. Okay, day 4, I want you to create a brand for yourself. So, what are you? Are you an online garage sale? Do you sell items between $1 and $5, like a normal garage sale, and in a dingy part of your room that is poorly lit? Or are you a professional store with staff? I mean, or anywhere in between. Determine what you want your brand to be, and I want you to become a business owner. Okay, you're not a side flipper, you're not a hustler, you're a business owner. You're a physical products company owner, and eBay, Amazon, Etsy, Poshmark, these are all your different marketing platforms that you want to use. And I think it's important to decide who you want to be. My low-key husky store that's public, that's a some dude's house look. The idea of that, I don't want to make everything perfectly white because I don't want to look like that high end of a store. I want to look like a professional store that's done at home. That's the purpose of that store. I think if you looked at the store, you would get the vibe that it's a dude's house. So I want to be consistent, bright, but again, I know how to take all the different kinds of photos because I've tried all the different systems. But I'll talk about that in another step. Okay, so you've decided that you want to be a brand. Now we're going to number 5, which is I want you to create dedicated, uncluttered eBay areas. So the first area is this is your prep area. You get the items in here. This is where you upload the receipt to your Excel file. Is where you record the cost of goods sold. This is where you tag the item, right? So this is the prep area. In the next step, you are going to photograph the item, then list the item, or however the order that you want to do. Each part of your eBay business should have a separate station. That's what a real company would do, unless you want to continue running your business like a hobby and your pictures are taken all over your house. I recommend not doing that. So dedicated, uncluttered areas. The next step is once you have your photography area, the focus is to take clear, consistent photos quickly. That's really the purpose, right? So I think 6 photos or more is going to help you in the search ranking. If you go to the gigantic stores, they're really only taking 1 or 2 pictures. They're 100% based on speed. Okay, so you don't need to be that speed oriented because you don't have as much overhead as a gigantic store. You don't have a huge building. You don't have a $10 million sorting machine. You could just be you and your significant other, or you and a friend, or just yourself. So you don't need to have that type of breakneck speed with 2 pictures or 1 picture. You can have 6, which I think helps boost your ranking. And if you look at the super, super high-end solo stores that I've shown you guys, like Goose Guy 84, Brian has $500,000 listed in his store by himself. So that's totally possible. You just got to be patient, build your store up. Okay, the next one is you need to plan rest time, rest daily, monthly, and yearly. If you don't have this, you won't be able to improve your business, in my opinion, because you need free space to create your free space equals your headspace. So if things are too cluttered, you're too busy, you're just running from one task to the next task to the next task, you're never going to be able to sit down, think about your business, and improve it. So you need a daily oasis somewhere. Most people say this is right when they wake up before they check their phone. That's your daily oasis. That's when people do meditation. That's when people go for a walk. I recommend that you schedule in time. Diego in the chat says that he rests 24/7. That's too much rest, bro. You only want to rest like a few minutes each day, but give yourself that time to recharge. If you don't have that, I don't think you're going to be successful, because the whole point of working this hard is to give you some margin so you can do some other stuff that you want. That's the whole point that we're doing this. You want to sprint so that you can relax. Okay. The next one is utilize tools to save you time, earn money, and reduce clutter. So shout out to Paul, my Patreon group. He sent me a site called Trim, and I go on there and it tells you what you're subscribed to monetarily, and to see if you can chop things out of your budget. So for example, I have the Wall Street Journal digital and the Wall Street Journal paper, but I don't even know where the paper one goes. It's probably to another business address. So I'm really double paying. So I wanted to reduce that subscription, but take a good look at trim, look at unroll.me and unsubscribe to all your useless emails. Use Text Expander for shortcuts. Use all these tools to save you time and money. Each time you do that, you're saving yourself a lot of time over the long run. So those are one of your highest per hour improvements, is just starting to use tools. Okay, next one is work on scheduling time in 20-minute, 60-minute, 90-minute, or 3-hour sprints. I don't know how people do this, but people do 3-hour dedicated work sessions. I can't work that long. I need like 20 minutes or 60 minutes, and then I need to take a break. I don't know how people are able to work straight for that long, but if you schedule sprints, you can actually take a break. So for me, the 7 hours that I work on eBay, 1 hour for shipping, and then 2 3-hour sessions, I break those down even to 1 hour sessions. So I can just work really hard, take a break, check Instagram, go get a drink of water, go for a walk, come back, focus again. So I'm trying to treat my life like a sprinter. That's the whole purpose of the sprint method. There's a Pomodoro timer that you can get. So you get it and then you click it and it goes up after 20 minutes. The Pomodoro is like Italian for tomato or something. You don't need that. You can just set an alarm on your phone or your watch. How do you use Text Expander? Text Expander is a tool that does shortcuts. So for example, when I sell shirts, I type in SSS in my keyboard and it pre-populates, thank you for checking out my store. The measurements of the armpit to armpit are this. The length is this. This is how we measure. This is, we're a small business. Thank you for supporting us. You have to, or please support, or thank you for supporting small business. Please measure your favorite items and compare it to our measurements so that we can ensure a proper fit. All that blurb I just said is typed when I just type in SSS. So that's the purpose of it. That would be the reason. Let's see. What's the best way to go about eBay fees? I'm not sure what your question is, but I'll take it at the end of this chat. But the best way to go about your eBay fees is to pay them on time. I'm not sure if that's the answer you're looking for. The next one is pay people that you don't know to give you a store review. It doesn't have to be from me. It can be from anybody, but it can't be your friend or your mom or your sister because they're going to say your store looks great. You want to ask somebody who's going to give you advice that's objective. So you want to go to Starbucks and say, hey, can I buy you a cup of coffee? Will you take a look at my store and tell me what your thoughts are? Go into it, check it out, and pay them something so that they're going to give you some real advice. That's my opinion. You should constantly be paying people to review you and take a look. The best people in the world have coaches. So like if you are Tiger Woods at the top of your game and you just won 4 major championships, you know what he's doing? He's at the range after he just won with a swing coach. That's what top performing people do. They constantly get advice. Okay. The next one is get an accountability group or partner. So if you guys want to do that, you can join my group, patreon.com/10K on the Bay, or you can find your own people. Find people who have the same goals as you, connect with them. And I recommend a group and a partner. You want to get a partner that you can bounce ideas off of and say, hey, what do you think of this idea? And they'll be like, no, it's stupid. Or what do you think of this idea? Oh, that's great. So you want a partner, and then you also want a group. And this is really important because nobody that you're friends with cares about your eBay business. If you're like, hey, guess what happened today? They don't care. That's not what they want to talk about. If you go and hang out with people at the bar, they're not going to care about your eBay store. Nobody cares. Like you're basically building a business of other people's abundance. It's not really that admirable. In my opinion, I think reselling is one of the easiest businesses in the world because you didn't do the hard work to create the product in the first place. You're just finding it somewhere and then moving it to a higher level of value. Of course, it's super, super valuable. I'm just saying that no one in your life really cares. So find accountability people or groups that are involved with reselling to really check it out. This is a good question. So organically, Hannah is talking about how do you deal with people close to you underestimating you and being cynical? They're probably right. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of level of truth when someone's like, hey, I don't believe in your store. Why don't you get a real job? You could be doing whatever. So for me, I get that question all the time. My friends are like, why don't you just get a corporate sales job? You're going to make minimum 150 grand. You have all the perks here in Silicon Valley. When you're in corporate sales, you get insane perks. Like you want to go to the Warriors game suite, entertain these people, make sure they're happy, schmooze them, and sign the $1 million contract. That's what you do in corporate sales. Life, in my opinion, but negotiating all day is really exhausting, and it's just like a difficult thing to do versus creating your own destiny. But if you really want people to stop treating you like garbage, you need to make a lot of money. That's just the reality. You need huge, massive results to throw in their face. Like if they don't believe in you, but then you get in your Bugatti and drive to your paid off house, like it's not going to affect you, right? You want to have serious abundance. That's the best way to enact revenge is success. Okay, I'm going to answer some more questions towards the end. So I'm going to stroll in here. Yes, obviously I work on the weekends to get to the 70 hours a week of work. It's a lot. The next thing is resting is doing. So optimize your sleep for maximum productivity. For me, I'm trying to sleep a minimum of 7 hours. It's not super easy to do 7 hours, but that's what I like to do. I want to go to bed by 10, wake up at 5. That's sort of the schedule. I heard this saying that poor people save money and rich people buy time. So I've been trying to do that. I wanted to work out, so my my gym is in my eBay warehouse. That's that way I don't have to go very far. It's literally right there. Like my eBay warehouse has stuff and my gym in it. That's it. So I really want to be in good physical shape, make lots of money, and be really good at relationships that matter to me. And there nothing else really matters. And the people that suck, most of the time, their relationship does not matter to me. And this is something that I want to just point out for a second. I don't follow any influencers in reselling on my page. I don't follow States Place. I don't follow Rockstar Flipper. I don't follow any of these people. Not that I disagree with them or I agree with them. It's just distracting. And I even recommend you guys maybe unsubscribe from me. If you have your goals already set, you don't need any more input. It's probably confusing you, to be honest. You want to have a low information diet. The more that you're consuming, the more confused you're going to be, the more FOMO you're going to have. So I don't subscribe to any influencers in this industry because I already know my plan. Each time I listen to somebody else's plan, it sort of screws up my trajectory. So I actually don't subscribe to any reselling influencers at all. And when people tag me, I don't respond. So if someone says, "Hey, you're scamming people with whatever," I don't get mad, I don't get angry, I don't respond, I just go with the flow. Okay, the next thing is you want to create an unfair advantage. This is number 12. You should ask yourself this question every single day, which is, what can you do that no one else can do? Okay, this is a super important thing to do. What can you do that no one else can do? For example, what I'm doing right now, nobody else can do this exact channel the way that I do it. I want to focus a lot of activities on that. If you have a local shop that produces pumpkin pie and it's the best pumpkin pie in the world and you're best friends with the owner, guess what? That's an unfair advantage. You may have the only license to resell those pies. That's what I want people to focus on. Create your sourcing advantage. If you guys want to know what happens in my mastermind group, this is what we meet every week. And I say, what did you do to create an unfair advantage sourcing? And what did you do to list more? That's it. Those two questions, that's what we work on every single week. How do you get better stuff? And then how do you sell it faster? That's really the entire purpose of it. Okay, so the next thing is I want you to move your goals from some arbitrary thing in the future to daily. So for example, all you need to do to make 6 figures revenue is just to list 10 items that cost $30 a day for the whole year. That's it. I think it only takes 3 hours. If you were to really get down to it, you would need to work about 1,000 hours over the course of a year, right? And that's it. So the way that the math breaks down is that you list 10 items that are worth $30 a day, and you can't have best offer, so it's got to be $30 in order to hit that number. But that's the math, $300 a day. So that's something that I want you guys to really focus on, because if you hit that every day, you're happy every day instead of being happy in the future when you hit a specific goal. If you guys are still watching, please hit the like button. That's going to help YouTube find other people that might find value in this. Are a lot of my buyers resellers that follow you? Hell no. There's no way other resellers are buying my stuff. It's regular people that follow me on my channel definitely buy stuff, but like I haven't had like I'll give you an example. I don't have a single reseller that pays for my Patreon group, but I sign up for their Patreon groups because I want to learn from them. This is really odd, right? So like let's say for example, Reezy Resells has a Patreon, right? I signed up for it. Wired by Biz is a friend of mine. He's actually gonna stay with me for the next 2 weeks. He has a Patreon. I signed up for it. I support all my other creators. Reezy Resells has a water bottle. I bought it. Like I don't even need the water bottle, but I just like supporting other creators. I support other resellers, but I do not get that back. I definitely don't have any other resellers supporting me, but that's like this mentality of abundance versus scarcity, right? I actually don't know why a lot of resellers aren't following me, because it seems like I'm rising through the ranks way faster than most people. But anyway, the next thing is start journaling everything. I use the 5 minute journal. It's right here. I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for every day. No affiliate link for that. You can just get one. If you are in my Patreon group at the $100 level, you can just send me your address and I'll buy you one. I think it's a really good place to store information. When I went over that 100 tip video, all of those amazing tips are sorted in here. This 30-day list that I'm giving you right now is what you can buy on eBay. I wrote in this 5 minute journal basically over time. Okay, so the next one, so 5 minute journal, journal everything, figure out what's going on. That way you can get out of your own head. Also, if you journal, you're going to sleep a lot better because you can get all that stuff, that crap in your brain onto a piece of paper. Okay, number 15 is no death pile. At some point in your reselling career, you should have 0 items in your death pile, none. I just want, just so you can feel what it's like to have nothing to list. I think that's super important. And if you have too much stuff, if you have a death pile, if you have too many items, what I would recommend is you don't have to stop buying. You just have to list more than you buy. So if you get in the habit of listing 20 items a day, then you can go ahead and buy 19 items a day, and eventually you will have no death pile. You just need to list and sell more than you take in. The next one is add overnight shipping and 1 day handling to your listing so you can show up in ranks. The reason why I say this, because there's guaranteed 3 day shipping. People can sort now by how long it takes to get to them. So I think you should offer the overnight shipping option so that people at least have the option to pay $40 and get the item overnight. I think that's an extra advantage that you can do that most people will not buy, but it will give you a boost in the ranking. So spend an entire day working on your business policies. Make sure they're tight. Make sure your handling time is legit and you don't miss your top rated status. Okay. The next one is use an inventory system that you won't outgrow. I think this is super important. My inventory system goes all the way up to 52,000 items. I'm not going to hit 52,000 items. I don't have a desire to get that big. Maybe one day, but my inventory system I can't outgrow. So I'm going to go over that in a video on that day, how I do my inventory, so that you guys can copy that and basically do that. It's going to help you be at peace. Once you have an inventory system that's set up, all you're doing is just repeating what works. Okay. The next one, this is the best tip. So for you guys that are listening right now, you should, if you don't hit the like button after this tip, you should just stop following me. This is my best tip. I don't know why it's number 18. I should put it in the beginning. It is to write an ad for every single part of your eBay business. Meaning, like, if you want a photographer, write down a manual for what they're going to do. Put up the ad. Hiring for eBay photographer, 75 cents per item or $2 an item. It depends on what you're selling. Looking for someone to work on Saturday from 4 till 9, blah, blah, blah. Figure out that whole description for every single part of your eBay business. And after you do that, you're going to have a huge idea of what it would take to replace you. So for me, I'm set up as an S Corp. So I've been thinking about this the whole time. Like, what is a reasonable amount to pay myself if I was going to pay somebody else to do it? Right. So this is super, super critical. If you are going to be a company, you have to replace yourself at some point. Ideally, that would be one of the best things ever, is if every single part of your eBay business somebody else did, right? All you do is show up and collect a check. You have that mailbox money that people talk about. That's, in order to do that, you've got to be able to hire out every single part of your business. Lemon Lily Shop says that she has a death room. So this is what I recommend. Let's say you have a death house. Every single thing in your house is set up and things are everywhere and it's stacked to the ceiling and you're a hoarder and you're stuck. What I would recommend is go to the corner, lift up a bunch of stuff, throw it away, face the corner, and make that your listing station so you don't see all that garbage, because you won't be able to have a clear mind and list. You're going to be depressed if you see all that giant stuff there. So get rid of it. Just point yourself in the corner and do it. I'm not going to get into tax stuff. I'm set up as an S Corp because that's what my CPA recommended. Okay. That is honestly the best tip. You guys can stop watching now. The next one is Set up one bank account, one credit card, and your resale license. This is super important. And also get a PayPal debit card. So one bank account, one credit card, one resale license, and one PayPal debit card. I have a bunch of different bank accounts open. And I'll tell you what I use them for. 30% of my after fee stuff goes into for tax. 20% goes into a savings account, and 50% stays in that business credit card account so I can go buy new inventory. 100% of my money on eBay is going back into eBay. I'm going to let it grow for the foreseeable future. I have no reason to take any money out of it. I'm just trying this compound interesting, but in reselling fashion. So my store gets bigger and bigger and bigger. My low-key Husky store is my hobby store. I'm already at 50,000 in sales from $200. So just keep rolling it into itself, and it's a good way to level up. Also, I have now two PayPal accounts. One that just has it's linked to a credit card, so that I don't have to keep withdrawing the money before I pay to use to take advantage of credit card points. As an example, this year I spent 100 grand. Most of it was in my PayPal balance, right? Which is um, a shame because I could have received $1,000 in credit card rewards minimum if I had just set it up like that. So there's no reason for you guys not to do that. It's a waste of money. Yeah, let's go to the next one, which is rank your sourcing in your area. So for example, there's like 40 different things in your area that you're going to get supply from. Thrift stores, retail arbitrage, maybe your local wholesaler, maybe your local auction, garage sales. You have that all set up, right? So once you have that all set up, start ranking them. I recommend using the tool Trello and drag them depending on what makes you more money so you can spend more of your time there. It sounds kind of obvious, but sell more of the stuff that makes you more money and sell less of the stuff that sucks. I I I thought that was it seems like it would be common sense, but it's not. Let's see here. Amazon Star 99 is also saying, remember to get a business license for your city. Super important. Check state and local city rules. It's definitely important. Okay, let's go to the next one, which is smile and ask for a nice guy or a young lady discount. I ask for a nice guy discount all the time, and it works. I have tried this at Krispy Kreme. There's this, if you want to get brass balls, you should definitely ask things that you could get denied from. And I think it helps you to have thicker skin, right? This is why I'm a Zen potato, is because I'm always getting denied from different things and it no longer bothers me. I've been to Starbucks and said, can I have a nice guy discount? And the lady was like, sure, you can just have it. So like ask because it's definitely going to build up your tolerance for asking for a deal. And I think that's important. You've got nothing to lose. So always smiling. I've heard this said by many, many really, really successful resellers is they use the smile to get an extra deal or a discount because you might make somebody's day. Okay, number 22. This one is this is free money. Number 22 is sign up for eBay Partner Network and Amazon Associates right now. You shouldn't even wait until January 1st. After this video, you should sign up for eBay Partner Network and Amazon Affiliates, and it's going to be insane. What's up, Stephanie? Stephanie, sign up for eBay Partner Network and Amazon Associates after this call. And what I recommend you do is, at the very least, create an affiliate link for your eBay store. And secondly, you want to send an affiliate link to all of your customers. So if you're like me and you have thousands of customers on eBay, or for you, I don't know what volume you are at, but send all those people a link to something hot, not just your store. Maybe they only want one Led Zeppelin sweater, so they're not going to go back to your store. But if you were to say, hey, guess what? There's some Samsonite luggage on the home page of eBay that's $89 and it's normally $500, right? If you send that in, right, to your customer and they click on it, you get a percentage of anything they buy within 24 hours. That's free money. So I think that should be something that we really do. And I cannot believe I did not do this, which is I didn't set up an Amazon affiliates link for everything that I buy on Amazon, which is so silly of me because I spent a ton of money on Amazon, but I can create an affiliate link for myself, use my Amazon account that I use only for purchasing, and basically earn an affiliate commission on my own sale. I don't think you're supposed to do that per Amazon's rules, but like a lot of people share a lot of people share an Amazon Prime account. So maybe you and some family members, somebody has an Amazon Associates account. You start sharing the links with yourself. You start learning about Amazon affiliate income, and that, in my opinion, is the easiest way to make 100 grand is affiliate income. It's much easier than eBay or YouTube or any of that. All you have to do is buy a Vitamix blender, talk about it on YouTube, put the affiliate link there. Someone will watch your review, buy a Vitamix blender. This is very straightforward and the easiest way to make money, in my opinion. Can you send them an email from an outside email address? Yes. So when you have their email, this is why eBay gives you their email so that you can start doing some marketing to them. Ideally, eBay would like you to do some marketing with them to bring them back to your eBay store, but they can't really monitor that. So use their email to the max. Shout out to mobile friendly seller Nicholas in my mastermind group. Hopefully he comes out with a course to help you guys mine the emails, because he's driving his eBay customers onto a different site. And that's very smart, because then you don't need to pay the 10% eBay fee. Okay. The next one is, this is pretty massive too. Number 23 is pick the 5 people that you want to be the average of. Okay. So you might want to pick Abraham Lincoln. You might want to pick George Washington. Maybe not George Washington, but you might want to pick the 5 people that you want to be an average of. Okay. So because the people you spend the most time with, you become. You have the average income, the average fitness, all that stuff. So spend some time thinking about who you want the top 5 people around you to be. They can be imaginary, they can be dead, all that stuff definitely works. If you want to shorten the link for eBay Partner Network, I use bit.ly, bit.ly to shorten it. Beauty Lovers asking, how do you connect to the affiliate link? That's a whole separate video, but I have both of those videos made. So you can go back, check them out. But pick the 5 people around you that you want to be the average of. Think about them all the time and get rid of everybody else. The next thing is add 5 healthy foods into your diet instead of dieting. So I hear a lot of people dieting, changing all kinds of things. I would just recommend you just add 5 healthy foods. I used to be a weight loss consultant. That was my first job. I would teach people how to get skinny. I would say drink 32 ounces of water and eat 5 healthy foods a day, and people would lose insane amounts of weight. Because if you eat like an avocado, a grapefruit, and 3 other healthy foods, plus you drink 32 ounces before you have any water, any meal, you're already full. Like you can't even really overeat. Plus, you can't overeat healthy foods because they're not salty or oily. So they don't, you can eat potato chips all day, but you can't eat like unlimited celery. You get sick of it once you're full. So it doesn't work that way. So add 5 healthy foods into your diet and drink 32 ounces of water before every meal if you're trying to lose weight, because it's literally impossible to overeat if you do that. Okay. Number 25, everything and everyone in your life needs to be a hell yeah or a no. So that's how I'm doing it right now. If I meet people that that are not a hell yeah, and they're like, hey, do you want to hang out? I'm like, no, never. We're not hanging out. I read this Warren Buffett saying that said you make 2 lists in your life. One list, what you want to do. And I screwed it up. I thought it was one list of what you want to do. I'm sorry, one list of what you'd like to do and one list of what you need to do. And you just do the list that you need to do. That's not the advice Warren Buffett gave. He gave what you want to do, what you need to do, stay away from what you want to do, and do what you need to do. And I thought that was really, really smart. So the people that I don't want to hang out with, it's a hell no. I don't want to hang out with them at all. I don't follow them. I don't do anything with them. I don't respond. They're not in my life because I just want to focus on the people that matter the most. So everything and everyone needs to be a hell yeah or a no. This is from Derek Sivers. Very fantastic advice for me. And that's how I'm working to get that's how I'm going to reduce the items in my store and increase the average sale price. Because if it's not a $20 minimum profit, it's not a hell yeah for me. Less than $20 profit is just like a yes, it's not a hell yes. So you want to get up there with the profit. 10,000 items at $20 profit is what I am looking for. Okay. Number 28. And also, if you guys want to get this review list, you can buy it on eBay. The link is below, and hit the like button one more time for me. But number 28 is focus on creating 8 to 10 relationships with suppliers. I want you guys to focus on the supplier relationship, 8 to 10 of them. You can't have deep relationships with more than 8 to 10 people. So that's why I say 8 to 10. I also recommend you don't sell in more than 8 categories. Okay, because it's just really hard to be good at that many categories. You can see if you want to dabble in a bunch of them, go for it. I just recommend it's 8 or less because it's really going to help you focus and get really good at the niche so you can really make money. So Renee is saying, how long did it take me to get so many followers? I think it took me 6 months to get to 10,000 followers on YouTube, and 6 months. And that was really because I didn't understand how to do it. Now that I understand how to do it, I think I could start a brand new channel and get to 10,000 in probably 3 months. Oh, and she's asking specifically, how did I get how many followers on my eBay store? Um, I don't eBay store. I think it's a couple thousand, but they don't buy. That's why I don't share my regular store, because 2,200 people in my low key husky store don't buy anything. So those are completely worthless followers. So you do not want to do that. The only good from that is that people will tell me what they don't like, and I'll fix my regular store because I don't want to mix that together. Let's see. Number 29 is read a book a week. So the woman that doesn't read has no advantage over the woman who can't. So I like this saying because if you can read, why wouldn't you do that? It's like the instant way to level up that costs like $10. So you spend $10, it's impossible to read an entire book and not get one nugget out of it, right? It's not possible to read a book and not get something that you can do in your life that improves it. So if you do that one time per week, and it's definitely going to help you level up. I will set up an Audible link in the description below so that you guys can sign up for Audible and try a book for free. I'm going to hook up that program so that you guys can start listening to books when you drive and get an opportunity to level up in the car, get the automobile university going, as Zig Ziglar would say. Yeah, and number 30 is I actually have some bonus tips for you guys today. But number 30 is narrow your sourcing to a maximum of 8 categories. So I went over that a little bit in the previous things, but just most people sell too many random things. Just narrow your store a little bit. I'm not going to go too much into that. We'll go more into it next month when I do a whole separate thing on it. Now we're going to get into the bonus tips. Let's see. Stephanie had another question earlier. What are the dates of the reseller meetup? So my reseller meetup is in March. It's March 8th, 9th, and 10th. It's the second weekend. So the website for that is resellerfam.com. If you use 10K on the Bay, you get a $50 discount. So it's a flat $300 to go to that event, and it's 3 days long. Okay, bonus tip number 1. On social media, there's 2 things that you should be using social media for. The first thing is to troll other resellers and find out what they're selling. This is why when I went to Nordstrom Rack and dropped $2,000, I didn't share what I bought because I didn't want other people to sell the same things as me and tank the price. I didn't talk about it at all. So I didn't even take a picture of the receipt because I don't want people trying to guess what I bought. I'm on Instagram. This is looking for what people sell, and I'm making a list of that. That's what I'm doing. So I already have plenty of friends. I'm not on there really to find the closest friends. I'm on there really foremost to find out things that I want to sell. The second thing that I'm on there doing is researching people. Okay, so I'm looking for, let's say, for example, I sell shoes. I'm looking for people who buy shoes, not people who sell shoes. I want to see what trends they like, what styles they like. That's the reason why I'm really going in there. Check it out. I'm spending less and less time on social media. I just took 4 days off of social media. It was great. So I'd be happy with not being on social at all, but I'm using it as a learning tool right now. Val is saying, why do people follow listings and then not buy? Because they're trying to copy my store. So my Lucky Husky store never does less than 10,000 in sales now. So it's already at that $1,000 a week threshold that I'm trying to pitch to you guys. So if you want to make $1,000 a week and have the FU money to quit your job, you can survive on 52 grand pre-tax until you grow your store bigger. So you can copy the Lucky Husky store, which is mostly thrifted goods, and figure out how to do that. But that's not what I recommend for building an eBay business. That just allows you to quit your job. So people are following that store, not buying anything because they want to copy the listings, which is legit. But I can't run my normal eBay business on that because eBay doesn't like that. eBay doesn't like people going to your store and not buying anything. That means there's something wrong with your store. It's probably extremely confusing that my jean listing has like 4,500 views and no one has bought it. And the reason is because everyone uses that to design their jean photos. I think that jean listing for the rally jeans in my store, I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but it's like the best jean listing ever, ever. Right. So as far as like the way that I present the item and like people know exactly what it looks like, all the flaws, condition, cut, color, gender, all that stuff is very evident from the photos. So that would be eBay's probably like, what is going on? How is this thing not sold yet? That being said, I did price it unusually high because maybe with all that insane traffic, somebody will pop. So I don't know. So this is the 30 tips. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to take some Q&A right now. If you guys want to buy this book, it is available on eBay. The link is below. You can click it. It is an affiliate link. So I can show you guys how to do eBay Partner Network. You go to EPN. It's like eBay. Google search eBay EPN, but I have a video on it. But just sign up for it using your normal eBay store. There's no reason why you can't make an extra few $100 a month. That's like your car payment for free, unless you drive a really nice car. But for a normal car, you can pay your car payment just with your affiliate income from your store. Jason is saying Cassini is super confused. I don't think that Cassini is confused. I think I know how Cassini works. Like, I don't want to be cocky, but I think it works, especially after looking at all these stores. Cassini rotates traffic. Everybody gets a turn. So this is why if you're selling something for $40, somebody has sold it for 60 before, because eBay rotates traffic. So everybody gets some, and eventually people are going to buy something at a certain price. So Cassini, it's as simple as that. It rotates traffic. So do the best that you can, but everyone is going to get some traffic as long as you have reasonable keywords. All right, Zolu. I I don't know what I have. All these people who don't believe how it makes $1,000 a week. If you want to manually look at all the reviews, I haven't had less than $2,500 in sales a week for like 12 weeks. So if you want to manually count, you can, but I hide the souls in that account, but I don't see how math is failing you. Look at all, I have feedback turned on for a reason. So people who don't believe me can go count. If you want to waste your life doing that instead of working on your own store, go check it out. But it's impossible. My cost of goods is almost zero. Get most of my goods for almost free. And if you look at the feedback left, you can literally count all the sales, unless I made up 2,022 accounts to buy stuff from myself, which doesn't make sense. That would be a lot more time consuming than just actually having 2,022 sales. In my Loki Husky store is already at 50,000 in sales. I'll do a video on that showing you that this week, so you can take a look at it. But that's not a lot of money. $1,000 a week is pedestrian. Honestly, it's not that much money for eBay store. This is honestly the easiest business ever. You don't have to do anything except for find items that are already selling well. Somebody with zero experience could walk into a garage sale, buy something, and get lucky. That doesn't happen in any other business. No other business can you accidentally make a few $100. That's impossible. It just doesn't work that way. But if you want to manually check out my store, go to the feedback left. I didn't hide a single feedback left. I automatically leave you feedback if you purchase something. Anyway, so that's the 30 steps. Let me go quick and do some quick Q&A with you guys. Meet and greet in the Bay Area. We can do that. I don't know how I'm gonna plan that, but other people have been planning that. Like, shout out to Laura, Thrifty Boss Babe. She planned an event here. If you want to put one together, I will shout it out and show up. But it's really hard for me to also plan another event. Why can't you get over 100 a week? Probably because you don't have the right product mix. You don't have the right titles. You don't have the right pictures. You should watch my store reviews and listen to what I'm looking at in the store to determine how things sell well. Most likely, you don't have things that people want. That's the reason why you don't sell a lot. I actually can't Photoshop the eBay website. If you guys go to ebay.com and look at my store, I can't Photoshop that. That's from them. You can also, if you're really, really, really struggling with your store, email me at 10konthebay@gmail.com and I will do the review for free. I've done hundreds of reviews for free because some people can't afford it. So I understand. If you are really, really struggling and your whole store has 1,000 items and you don't sell anything, you have a serious problem in your store. It's probably full of stale listings that no one is interested in. And you've done a couple of things wrong, like you accidentally put your handling time at 5 days, or you have $100 for shipping on a shirt. There's reasons why you don't sell. Is there a video on how to hide solds? Yes. So you want to go to account, click it, site preferences, and click the out of stock option. So account, site preferences, out of stock. It's the very first checkbox, right? So when you go into there, you can look, and once you click that, you can actually delete your sold listings. You can still find them. If you want to go to my feedback and copy the item number, you can click it and it will pull up. It just won't show my solds. You can look up every single item I sold, just not by the sold listings. Let's see. Is there? Yeah, that's how you hide your solds. How do you find duplicate items? Okay, this is another bonus tip for you. This is usually only in my mastermind group, but Leah, I will explain to you how to get duplicates. This is what you do. You focus on one topic. So let's say you want to sell hydro flasks, right? So you specialize in it and you start looking, okay, I want to make $100 a day in hydro flasks. So you start going to REI, you start going to Target, you start going to Sports Authority, which is out of business here, or Dick's, and look for these water bottles. And once you get into it, you start to realize, oh, wow, this store is getting limited edition ones. This store gets a lot of them. Then you go to the store and you ask the guy, where did you guys get them? And they're like, oh, we got it directly from the manufacturer, from Becky. You should call her and order them yourself, whatever. Then when you specialize in one topic, you start to find ways to get replenishable items. So if you sell everything, you never spend enough time on one niche to learn replenishables. Let's see. Yeah, if you're subscribed to my Patreon, you have to email me because a question, and I will answer back to you. I turned off the accountability partner part if you're not at the $100 level because I just ran out of time. I know, Zolu, I know you're not a hater, but like I guarantee. I mean, I will do a thing on my sale so you can look at it. So, I'm trying to think here. I'm trying to think of a way to show you the exact profit margin, but it's hard because I can't prove to you what I paid for the item, right? So we'll look at it. But if you look at the items that sold, I think, and you look at where I purchased things, I think you could figure it out if you reverse engineer. A good site to buy wholesale commodities would be govdeals.com. If you go to govdeals.com, that is or maybe govdeals.org. It's GovDeals, the USPS government website for selling auctions, like police seizures, that kind of stuff. So if you browse that website, you should be able to find a good deal. I know, Jason, some people are looking for handouts, but you don't sound like that type of person. Let's see. You need to go through every item. Stephanie, I'm sorry. Can you clarify your question? I don't understand. I just became top rated recently. Like I wasn't top rated before because my shipping time was too long when I first started. But I finally got that into check. Now I do shipping every day, but it took me the longest to figure out shipping. So Val is asking why 8 people watch a listing and don't buy it. I have had 3,000 watchers on an item before and not sold it. So a lot of it is other resellers, to be honest. That's the people who are looking at it, or people who want to see what it sells for. So that's why people will watch items and not purchase them. It's if you look at the new summary page, you can see how many of your items have watchers and how many don't. But yeah, having watchers doesn't matter. Like there's a service that adds watchers to your listings. I don't think it does anything. I think it's a waste of money. Let's see. Have I purchased any private label courses? I have not. I'm not interested in Amazon right now for a couple of reasons. I'm looking into Amazon, but like as far as private label, I've got a couple of ideas that are actually I'll give you my idea. I'm going to cheat on private label. So this is what happens. Man, do I really want to get into this right now? Okay, I'm going to get into it right now. So let's say you private label glasses. Like I order these glasses from AliExpress, right? What I want to do is I want to make some deals with manufacturers so they can call me and be like, hey, Chris, somebody ordered 10,000 widgets. What do you think? And I'll be like, okay, let's check it out. I'll pull up Jungle Scout. We'll look at Amazon. We'll see how it sells, right? And then he can say, well, I just sold to this guy for 11 bucks, landed in the States. He's selling them for 25 bucks. What should we do? And I can, do the math, and we're like, oh, okay, what if we just do the same thing? What's the cost? And he'll be like, oh, the cost is 4 bucks. So I'll be like, okay, let's send it to me. I'll send it directly to Amazon, and we'll undercut this guy by the exact amount that he loses money. And that's what happens in private label. And I want to be on that side. I want to be on the side that has the insider knowledge of people spending their money to figure out if it sells well on Amazon or not. And then me jumping on their listing. That's a little bit evil, but that's what I want to do, because that's like, if you guys follow King of E-commerce on Instagram, he talks about all these Amazon schools in China. They're not dumb. They're not going to let people like us just step into the market and start making profit. They're the manufacturers. They can send it into Amazon themselves. They don't need us. So I want to be on that side. That's my take for Amazon. It's more of a long play for me. Let's see. Why would someone want to hide their solds? Okay, do you think it would make sense for me to share my top selling product and where to buy it from, and how much I pay for it and how much I sell it for on eBay? Just, do you think it would be smart for me to share that information? What do you think? People put in the chat. Is it smart to tell people what you sell really well, things that sell really well for you, where you bought them, and what you paid for them? Would that be a smart move? Next question is, do I use DHgate for Chinese products? I do sometimes. It depends on the relationship that I have there. But again, I'm not focusing too much on that because there's enough stuff for me to sell. Stephanie, I don't know why you don't ask me to look at your store. You literally are one of like 100 people who has my phone number. So like that is very odd. And we are neighbors. We are neighbors. Okay. Let's see here. Hiding products if you have a quantity. Yeah, but the thing, okay, you can hide products if you have quantity. The thing that people don't talk about is you can have a quantity of one. Let's see. Alibaba requires you to buy in large quantities. Agreed. So you might want to test on AliExpress first. Let's see. Would I ship to Russia? That's a really good question. So I have the global shipping program set up just to ship to Russia and Chile and Peru and Spain and Italy. The rest of the countries I ship direct. But I don't usually ship to Russia because there's a lot of missing packages. And I just don't. Also, I got to shout out Hustlebee. He uses the global shipping program for everything. I think that's super important in his category. But when you sell something really cheap, like under 50 bucks to them, if it's not really worth it to deal with people that, like for example, if you're buying a Pokemon shirt from me, Pokemon's one of the niches that I sell into my other store that I don't talk about. If your item is under $50 and the shipping difference is like 10, then it might prevent somebody from buying from you if they have to use the global shipping program. But if your item is over $100, like Hustlebee, and he sells really high-end shoes, then it makes sense for him to, they would want to pay the extra money to have customs done right from the global shipping program. So it depends on the item. Let's see. You bought the 10-minute walkthrough earlier today. Yeah, it's really cool. So as far as the store, I mean, I have been transparent about this. When I review your store, I look at what's selling and then I start selling that. Right? So it's like a double whammy. I am getting paid for looking at your store. I give you some actionable advice. I give you a full money back guarantee if it doesn't work, right? But I'm also downloading what sells well in your store. And I don't share that store. So it's kind of like cheating, but like I'm okay with that because I'm putting in the time to provide valuable service to you. And this would be like the equivalent. I would pay money to go to some certain eBay stores to figure out what they're doing, right? That would be the purpose of me investing. So anyway, that's the reason why I'm doing this. Let's see here. Don't be too busy for me. I'm local. I can hook you up. Let's see here. You're super excited for me to look at your store. I'm super excited to look at your store. I think it's important to have other people look at your store. So, I mean, that's why I have this store review thing set up. I'm going to start paying random people to look at my store too. Why not? I'm down to learn. There's probably everyone in this chat could look at my store and find at least 10 mistakes. So, um, I'm not pretending to be the top eBay seller. Like, that's not my channel is not Chris is the best at selling on eBay. It has nothing to do with that. It's me trying to figure out how to sell 10,000 items at one time. And it's okay if I suck. I'm not presenting it like I'm the best. My review is not the best eBay seller on earth is reviewing your store. I'm just giving you 5 ideas from what I see. That's why I don't have any negative feedback from it, because I deliver exactly what I'm offering. Let's see. eBay is saying your top rated seller status is at risk. Ellie, that's a good question. Do you look at the that's a good question. I don't. You could, if you want, the screenshot and send it to me at 10kmthebay@gmail.com. I'll look at it. I don't know. Probably just a glitch. I would call eBay and take a look at that. I'm not local to Russia. I'm actually in California. I'm in the Bay Area. Stephanie, thank you for the super chat of $10. But yeah, definitely utilize. I don't give my phone number out to everybody, so like I definitely am happy to help your store and make it go good, because go well, because we're on the same team. Also, I want to point out something really interesting for those that are still listening. Hit the like button for this little tidbit, which is that I actually think all resellers are on the same team. So there are there's drama in the reselling community, but I don't participate in that part of it. But I 100% take advantage of it. So like whatever beef is happening, like somebody texted me, "Hey, this channel has a lot of people in it," and I'm like, "Okay, I will go into that channel and do a super chat of $10 or $20 or something to get that person's attention." They'll shout me out on their channel, "Hey, Chris, thanks for the $10." Then all the people who are watching their show are like, "Who is this Chris guy?" And they click on my icon and then they subscribe to me. So like that is just business. I'm actually allies with every single person on YouTube. I don't have any enemies. They all help me make money. This is how YouTube works, guys. When you set up a YouTube channel, it'll recommend other people's YouTube channels. Every one of the people that doesn't like me, my videos are recommended because they talk about me. YouTube can read, guys. It can listen to you. So if you're on YouTube and you're like talking about me, if you're on a different channel talking about me, Google, who owns YouTube, knows that it's about me and they'll recommend my videos next to you. So the best way to harm me would be to not talk about me. If you're talking about me on your channel, you're helping my channel. That does not make sense unless you're secretly in love with me and you just want to talk trash because that's some elementary school flirting. I'm flattered. Okay, let's see here. Attention arbitrage. Yes, that's what it is. Attention arbitrage. That's a good way to put it. Let's see here. But you definitely want to look at YouTube as the same algorithm for eBay. I'm becoming an SEO expert because I'm looking at how all these things rank and show up. It's interesting. As far as like picking sites, I love all resellers, all of them, all of them, all the people. Julie says you can negotiate on Alibaba to buy smaller amounts. That is absolutely true. You can say, okay, for example, there's somebody in my mastermind call that only wants to do replenishables, right? It's my only one-on-one client. And he's like, "Hey, so I've been ordering from China. I'm trying to get to the products. We're trying to get 66 products to sell for $5 profit every day. That's $300 a day. That's 6 figures. That's the model that I'm coaching him for, right? We want to make $300 a day. So we're on AliExpress, Alibaba, looking at different quantities. All the time we ask, they're like, the MOQ, the minimum order quantity is 100. He'll be like, "Can I do 25?" They're like, "Sure." Like there's not even a counter offer. It's like he left minimum quantity on the table by only offering 25 because they as long as it's a reasonable shipping charge and you're paying, they don't mind. A lot of these guys it's very, very easy for them to produce goods. Is garage sale season all year in California? Yes, it is all year here. What is the smallest amount I've ordered through Alibaba? 30 items through Alibaba, which is a pain because you have to go through all the customs stuff. But I'm not a super experienced China seller because I live in California and there's plenty of goods here. Um, All right, Val, have a great night. Thank you for stopping by. Again, anyone can email me at 10konthebay@gmail.com. I recommend that you buy the copy of the 30 tips because that will allow me to make really good content in 2018 for you. But otherwise, everyone have a great night. I am going to hang out. Prince P, shout out to Wired by Biz. He's going to be staying with me for 2 weeks. I don't think you guys are ready for how ridiculous it's going to get now that there's going to be somebody here helping me full time work on eBay. And Prince is really smart. He did almost $1 million this year. So level up, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Everyone have a great day. Keep selling stuff and email me if you need anything. 10konthebay@gmail.com. Peace.